So this year we have a 3 stars for the pig. So really great energies for the pig. You have a great ability to solve a lot of problems this year, especially something that has been lingering for a long time. You're going to be able to get some really good answers for that. So it could be anything. It could be about health. It could be about wealth, like how do I get out of this mess? Or I've got this kind of chronic thing that I need to get over. That you're going to find some answers, and then I'm going to give you some feng shui advice as well on how we can also activate this in the afternoon. But if relationship problems, and the thing that I would say, and I'll probably say this more than once, is that going back to my shipwreck in life, not the real one. The real one was the one in my life, but I tried to get through that all by my little self. And that was the stupidest thing. And it took me so long to get out of that rut because I didn't want to tell anybody. And I just, because it was like everybody thought it was just such a great relationship. And I did too, because I had my blinders on too. But what I'm saying is there's a lot of help out there in so many shapes or form. So if you need to talk to a therapist or a counselor or a friend or whatever, don't internalize it. Get it off your chest so you can move forward. Make space. Don't keep that space blocked. Open it up to something much more fabulous, right? Okay. All right. So here's what the pig has to look forward to. Now, some of you may like this and some of you might shy away from it, but whether you like it or not, this is what is going to be bestowed upon the pigs this year. You are going to be in the limelight. For whatever reason, people are you're going to be like, all of a sudden it's like, ooh, what are you all about? Or, have sort of this attractability, this kind of magnetism that people just want to be around you. So again, where is it showing up? Is it showing up in your year, in your month, which is going to be more about your career? Or is it going to be more in your day and hour? And so your family and close friends are going to think that you're just a rock star. So it depends on where it shows up. But the attention will come. So if it's on the external, this is really where you're going to want to step up that social media. Maybe get on start a YouTube channel, or if it's kind of gotten a little bit stagnant, go ahead and beef it up and really get out there. Get up on a stage, do programs and presentations. So this is where it's going to really, really help you. You also get a really good opportunity to learn or hone a new skill. And if you choose the right thing to learn, because, I could learn how to, maybe I decided that I'm going to pick up ballet. And I probably wouldn't be picked up by, any of the major companies to be on a stage, most likely. But if I learned a skill that somebody was willing to pay me for, and especially if I've already got something going, you might actually get slightly famous this year. So that's something that I want you to, again, this year is going to go very quickly. So by the time you walk out of here today, I hope you have some really good ideas of like what your strategy is going to be and how you're going to use it. But so think about being interviewed, like people are going to be calling you for interviews, and if they're not calling, call them. Hey, I've got this great thing that I want to tell the world about. Do you have a spot on the radio, or write an article, or get an ad in the paper, or in a magazine of your industry? Anyway, use it, or it's going to be lost. So okay, so every single animal today, I'm going to talk about some of the good things that are going to be happening, and then there's also I guess the yin and yang of it, right? So we have to take both sides of the coin. So there are going to be a little bit of backstabbers in your life, so you just really have to watch about. I'd kind of keep my cards closer to my chest, I guess, if I had a pig in my chart. So that's what I would like you to start thinking about, is kind of like steer away from gossip. It's so easy to do. Like if you're listening to the news or whatever, and you start, and then it turns into something else. So just kind of avoid that. And There's also a little bit of arguments that might be happening with the pigs, because we have that earth pig again that can get a little bit cloudy and murky. So I would look to avoid any type of arguments, or just watch your communication. And if you do get into an argument, be the one that says I'm sorry, and try to get through it as quickly as you can. All right, so there might be a little bit of indecision. Water can be like that. A water animal, a rat or a pig, tends to have that indecisiveness about it, because they're very flexible, right? So try to be a little bit more decisive in what you do. Weigh your options so that you can make really good choices. Okay, this is something, you've got what's called the Grand Duke. I'm not going to use a lot of esoteric terms in the presentation today, but there's a few, I just don't exactly know how else to translate them for you. I'm going to talk about it now, and I'm also going to talk about it in the feng shui part of it. But you have visiting you this year, if you have a pig, what's called the Grand Duke. And the Grand Duke actually is an energy that we don't want to rile up too much. Basically, it can cause arguments, it can cause financial loss, it can cause just a plethora of things that can go wrong in your life. So it can cause some stress and emotional stress. So the reason I'm saying this now, though, to you, the Grand Duke isn't as bad this year as it potentially can be. Like last year, it was not a happy camper at all. But this year it has some very nice energies along with it that help neutralize that negative energy. So yes, the potential is out there, and then we're going to talk about this more strongly during the feng shui piece of it. Okay, now if you are I'm going to talk about relationships, health, and wealth as well, just to kind of cover all of our bases. So relationships, it looks like it's going to be more about improving your finances and health. And so but if you're already in a committed relationship, it does look pretty good for the pigs this year. But if you are looking, it might be more exploratory. So it's not saying, close yourself off. I would say, go ahead and get out there. So the health issues that you are going to encounter this year, I'm looking at, it's going to be a little bit more brought on by yourself and not being able to manage your stress. So look to see how you'll be able to manage your stress a little bit better for this year, and then you should be fine. And so the other thing you need to be watching out for is being accident prone. And again, the thing that is going to be more self-related is the people that are doing this, and boom, they walk into something, or they're doing this and driving, and that's going to cause an accident. So I can't emphasize enough. You can do two strategies: beef up your insurance, or stop texting and driving, and texting and walking. So that is what I would really watch out for this year. Okay. And let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, water animals, and I'm going to talk about this a lot this year, is that in 2019, because we have this water, I'm really going to suggest to a lot of you to get in some sort of body movement, but especially if you have that water element in your chart, is do things like meditation even, but dance, swim, do yoga and Qigong. I actually have my Qigong master here today, and if we have time, we're going to get her up here and get some Qi flowing for you all today. Just like Tommy started out with some rock and music, maybe we can help our bodies along the way as well. Okay, so going on to wealth. The year, it's going to be kind of flat as far as like big windfall. There's going to be some animals this year that if you have them, you're going to go woohoo. But the the pig this year, I would say it's going to be more about cutting back on unnecessary expenses and create and stick to a budget. Okay, so this talk to me is not going to be complete unless we talk about the time blazers. So let's talk about, and I really want to introduce this piece this year, and I'm just going to give you a little smidge of it. I'm going to give you some dates later to use. I'm also going to give you dates during the feng shui portion of it, so I'm going to give you some dates along the way. But the pig is not the only person that can use this energy. So the month of the pig, every slide there's going to be every animal that I talk about, there's going to be a animal that relates to it. But this is why I was saying that you may not have a pig in your chart, but I'm going to give you some other animals that this month would be exceptional for as well, and then some that need to be taking caution. So I really want to tell you that my team and I have been working almost around the clock to get this ready for you. It's personalized this year. I can't wait to tell you more about that, but we're going to just start with the month. There's many other things inside of the time blazer, but for right now, it's color-coded just to go, oh, there's a great day, I can use that one, or I can use that one. And then you'd have to look inside to see if it's going to be really good. But like I said, I'm going to give you some dates later so you can get a taste of it. But here's what so if you also have a tiger in your chart, the month of November is also going to be a very great month for you to be using. In addition, these animals, the rabbit and the goat, so if you have all three of any of those animals are going to be really good for the month of November. But if you have a snake in your chart, that is the one that is opposite the zodiac from that, so that could be a little bit more trying. So that's something that I want you to start keeping in mind, that as I go through all these animals, it is going to be an opportunity to use the timing piece. My grandmaster once told me, when I was kind of early on with him, and he said to me, Kathleen, if you can start using favorable timing, which was this very esoteric coded with Chinese characters, and it was actually quite even overwhelming to me, but then when I cracked the code, which is what you're seeing just a portion of, but what he said to me is, if you can start using favorable timing to do all of your business affairs and all of your actions, you do them on the right day, at the right time, you will transform your life, and the people who use your system, you didn't know I had that system at the time, but using date selection, you will transform the lives of your clients. So it's a really important piece. It is no coincidence that you are sitting here today instead of next week. Next week is not a favorable week to have you sitting here. So I'm being very transparent about that. So when you have a program or a website you want to launch or a product launch, something like that, when you choose a good day or a good time, when you're buying a piece of property, when you're signing a contract, publishing a book, make sure that you do it on a good day so you have the best response. Sometimes people hit or miss on it. Okay, that was a coincidence, but if you want to know in advance that, oh, I have this particular day that and it's also kind of I've got this deadline that I need to get to, that's where you're going to start really seeing some transformation in your life.
Hi, my name is Kelly Kazaniga, and I have Kazaniga Design Studio. I'm a graphic designer, and I've been to the event over 4 times maybe, and I love it. And everything she has to say is usually right on. I can't thank you enough, Kathleen, for leading us through the next year. I would definitely recommend this. I think it's a great way to start your new year so you have perspective on what's going to happen for your future. I have recommended it to several clients. Today I have my sister with me from Mount Shasta, and we're really excited to see what Kathleen has to say. Thank you.